PV system operation and maintenance. System maintenance plays very important role. The system has to be maintained properly. There are a lot of maintenance which the system has to be done. PV system or PV connected grid connected system has to be maintained. There are general procedures. There are many manufacturer recommendation, contractors procedures, and manuals are there which is there for the maintenance of the equipment. The simple maintenance can be done by the owner itself by by qualified PV technicians. And what happen many regions the testing of electric installation every year, and it should be done with a local regulation. In a maintenance contract, it in a maintenance contract, it is often included in installation package. Eh, the company after installing will come return back once in a year or once in 2 years to do the maintenance, see the functioning of the equipment. So that result the inspection has to be recorded, maintained. This should be maintained schedule, equipment logbook should be there, and this all should be given before the commissioning of the system. The contractor will record each and everything repair and service. He retains a copy with himself and he gives a copy to the owner. That record is very important because it consists of many warranties also. You know, and logbook has to be maintained which show the performance or any changes. And it is important to monitor and has to check that they should not come any problem. If any problem occurs, then it has to be solved as quick as possible. PV array maintenance. In this maintenance, PV array maintenance, it is not a rotating part, so it can operate many years without any issue. But maintenance is required. Maintenance has to be done. It has to be operated safely and efficiently. Some common maintenance like cleaning maintenance, electrical checkup, mechanical checkup will be there, and self cleaning. And self cleaning like rain washes the dirt, but it has to be cleaned properly by using water and soap. See here, this is a complete dusty PV system, and if there is a dust on the PV system or array, then what happens? The decreases efficiency decreases. So what happens? Sometimes snow also falls on the model, but if the model is following a particular relevant standard, then snow can present for a longer time, but it has to be cleared as quick as possible. And nearby that array there should not be any trees, any shade should not fall on the PV arrays. This you can see they are cleaning the PV cells. In this, what happen in maintaining the PV system, a qualified PV technician should be used, who can inspect or check the mounting structure for any sign of corrosion. Because if corrosion is then it leads to a mechanical failure. So everything should be watertight, and there should not be any corrosion. The wire and cable also should be checked. Their mechanical strength and waterproofing they have to check. And it is that is a common nowadays. It is a common practice to have monitor the PV system. PV systems, though they never changes so fast, but there might be some difference in measured value and expected value. The design value might vary with the measured value. So the monitoring of that PV system is very important, and the monitoring can be done by checking electrical parameters like output voltage, currents, which shows the value, and that value has to be compared with the designer's value, or the designer the value as a given. Now the modern inverter, if you see monitoring function of internal monitoring, external monitoring, everything is provided. You can check what is the you can check everything whatever the design range is there, you can obtain, it can be obtained by the. So in some of the PV system, data is monitored using LED display where the light glows and says that the component is okay and it is working fine. And most modern have a small display also. Inverters, small inverters have a small displaying screen. In that screen, you can in that screen you can find a lot of data in them, and that data can be shows the value of the PV system. And some of data are getting recorded, they get logged on so that the customer can check it properly in this one. Some are wireless data is obtained and it can be checked. These are the maintenance sheet included, should be included in the logbook. So some recommendation maintenance they have given, like cleaning modules as required, checking mechanical security of array structure, checking all cable and mechanical damage. So annually maintenance should be done. These are what annually or per year what they have to do. Means after 1 year what they have to do. Mechanical array structure they have to, cabling mechanical damage, any damage is done, they have to check. Electrical wire should not be loose connected, that has to be checked annually. You have to check it. Now that this is a sheet, okay, this is a common example PV array log sheet. In this log sheet, cleaned model, array structure, array cabling, this all things are there in this one. So now example of them of maintaining structure, like it is a given how to maintain this. Sun tech power, it is given how to maintain. They told to clean the glass surface necessary with the water, using water or sponges. You can check electrical and mechanical correction every 6 months. You have to check it. Investigation, if any problem occurs, you have to investigate what is the problem. Observe the maintenance instruction should be observed. uh, you have to check the support frames, charging regulator, and inverters, batteries, everything you have to check. Troubleshooting, now every equipment has to be maintained properly. There might be a fault, so it should be seen that there should not be any fault error. It is a fault free operation should be there. So there are maybe many reasons maybe for the fault. Maybe one of the equipment may be faulty, or there might be a grid problem, so it has to be discovered and it has to be fixed. And the troubleshooting whatever is there, it has to be done by the technician. Qualified technician is required, because he has to climb very high to the very high at height, large height, and there will be a high voltage. So careful has to precaution, many precaution has to be taken. Now identifying the problem is very important. The monitor system has performance should be monitored. System uh, see any problem occurs, then the owner will send a notice to the particular company. They will come for the inspection. Okay, they have to come in the inspection. The inspection should be done in the daylight time, so that should be enough sunlight to check each model and see the output. And during the day only the investigation or checking can be done. So before doing that thing, then they have to isolate all the connectors, main supply they have to switch off. Then afterwards, it visual checking of the inverters has to be taken place, and any message, error message it is showing or displaying, that is to be corrected. Uh, so what happen if any inverter failure is there, then manufacturer itself will give what are the repairs that has to be done. Or if there is from AC side, the AC power or DC power of the inverter input and output should be checked properly. This can be checked at the meter on the inverter side, followed by supply side of the AC at the point of attachment. So if such thing there is no fault, if it is okay, then the inverter side is correct. Troubleshooting at PV array. Now PV array is very important, so checking is very important in this one. And with the PV array is there, an array is connected to the supply is given to the PV combiner box, then it goes to the inverter, and between this one there will be a isolated disconnector or isolator. If a fault appears on the DC side of the inverter, then the probability is either the inverter, it means that inverter is not receiving sufficient power from the array, so it is better to switch off and to check what it is there. So electrical service or maintain work maintain out on the PVR must be done suitably by a qualified person. If see if the fault if there is appears a fault on the DC side of the first task is to check the PVRA for the open circuit voltage, and then when they confirm that whether DC power is coming or not. If the then they have to, from that area they have to check the PV combiner box. If DC supply is not coming there also, then they can directly go to the arrays, PV arrays, and PV arrays you can check one by one. You can check the PV arrays. So many fuses and even circuit breaker also are there. Then you have to check for the circuit breakers, continuity of the circuit breaker and the fuse. The main possible reason for string to failure is cable disconnection, loss connection within the PV command, and the failed broken model may lead to the string failure. So troubleshoot underperforming system. Any system is underperforming, then there are then the following steps should be done. The inspection has to be done, whether any shade is there or any dust is there. Then or they have to check the damage by using the clamp meter. If there is a no shade, then if current is very less, and each array has to be tested by using clamp meter. And if it is a multi-string, each one has to be turned off symmetrically, and if one of that string has failed, then it has to be removed and it has to be replaced as quick as possible. So some undertaking fault finding they have given, how to do finding short circuit voltage, open circuit voltage, testing for the short circuit, and either how current is reduced. This all things they have they have shown. Another one is the troubleshooting of an inverter. You have to check for both the DC current and the AC voltage at the inverter, and yet the inverter is not operating the inverter. It means that the inverter has failed. So the manufacturer has given some instruction in their manual how to repair this one, and even it displays LED display will be there, which shows the message that it has failed. The reasons, there are some common problem why it has failed. For example, the grid voltage is too high or too low. If the grid voltage is too high, too low, then that time the inverter fails. Grid frequency is more or out of range, that time so chances are there it will fail. When the voltage from the array is too less, then array has to troubleshooting of array should be done. If it is DC voltage is too high, then the array again should troubleshooting should be done to avoid the damage. Line impedance also has to be checked. If it is too high, then they have to check where is the problem. Earth leakage, earth leakage also, depending on the earth leakage also it has to be checked.